Hello, my name is Mitch and I draw Blood Force, and today we're going at page 8 of issue 2 of Blood Force. But first, gotta get the promo in. So every video I start off by saying, hello, my name is Mitch and I draw Blood Force. You probably just heard it. And in case you weren't sure, this is Blood Force. Blood Force is a comic book I'm creating. It is a celebration slash send-up of 90s extreme comics. And the first issue is complete. We're just kind of in limbo while I get the funds together for publication. And if you'd like to speed up that process, what you do, you go to the link in the description that will take you to my Patreon. Subscribe there, because I need your help in order to get this thing over the finish line. And warm fuzzies from helping a comic creator are not all you get by subscribing to my Patreon. You also get access to the entire Blood Force library, which is growing by the week, as well as all these videos and some exclusive content. So subscribe today, and soon we'll all get the Blood Force comics we've been waiting for. Thanks very much for listening. Now we'll get back to your regularly scheduled video about speed lines and shit. Okay, so this is, obviously continuation of page 7. And ultimately, maybe an unnecessary page again, 2 weeks in a row, but that's okay. So this is just kind of A to B stuff. We're showing that. I'm talking very loudly. I don't know that that's necessary. We're showing just Hogstab going through the hangar. The last page is mostly about trying to keep the entire team relevant, just kind of present in everybody's minds. Because if I don't put these pages in, then it goes directly from Rancor and Hogstab to Popo, back to Hogstab talking with Maxtremis, back to Popo, and then we're like 15 pages deep in the issue, and then finally I'm putting, I think, Fireburn and Hard back into it at least. And that's kind of it. And then Shockblock I don't think would show up in the entire issue. So, there's not a whole lot going on here except for, a little bit of fun dialogue and just kind of slowly associating the scenes. That's one thing that bothers me. If you frequent my channel frequently even, you'll know I also do my revisits where I'm looking at a bunch of old Image comics. And one of the things that really bugs me about looking at old Image comics is that you get a bunch of these really awkward scene transitions where all of a sudden, we jump immediately from one scene to another, and maybe the dialogue explains the jump. Okay, now, resituates you okay. Maybe it doesn't. But there is usually that moment of, what the fuck happened? I'm not sure if I put a panel now on page 7, or a little caption stating back at Blood Bastion. I probably should, if I haven't already. Anyway. So one thing you might see a lot of in Blood Force is a lot of overly labored scene transitions. Now, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being that guy who just, handholds you through a scene. I just go, okay, here we go. Which feels like it wasn't quite evident enough why we were going from the hangar to these quarters. But, sure. It's okay. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine. We're just going to get some... And the last page got a little tough for me to draw with the backgrounds and, again, small figures, which is not fun. Again, not a lot of fun anyway. A little bit sometimes. But, you prefer to do big shots of dudes or, close-ups on the faces like I'm doing right here. So this is kind of... These shots didn't quite need to be this way, where it's, big shot of Hogstab, fairly big shot of Hogstab here, with Shockblock and Fireburn in the background, and then big close-ups on Shockblock and Fireburn, and then we're going to go into another big shot of Hogstab. But I kind of needed to give myself a bit of a reprieve, I think. And I'm the one who gets to say whether or not I get to do that, so, yeah. This page just has big figures and faces because it felt like it, basically. Sometimes I I get kind of dogmatic about, no, this is how this should go in a comic book, or even like this is how this should go in a movie. Sometimes I get stuck on that. But, you know, and then every once in a while it's just going to be like, no, this one I think should be just close-ups of a face because I feel like drawing a face today. And I gotta, I think, allow myself to do that sometimes. And one of the benefits here is we get close-up on Fireburn's costume, so I can do all that cool metallic shit that's on his arms. That's always fun. It's not, I don't know about this shock block close-up. It's okay. I feel like it could have been a little bit better, but, you know, I've also gotten worse in the previous issue. So it's fine. And this is just, yeah, kind of bantering back and forth. The reason this scene is even in here originally was because, like I said, I wanted to make sure that they were, like I said, present in your mind, but also, you know, try to get a little bit of characterization with them, and then remembered that Fireburn and Hart aren't characters really. You know, they're just kind of stupid, and they make puns. But, you know, you show the interplay between them and everything. And because you got to do that sometimes. And I'm making a conscious effort to make Shockblock's bunny ears a little bigger. I'm going to try going forward to make them a little more detailed, like more convoluted looking. It's kind of a slow process on all these guys. Like, Hawkstab is getting there in that he's starting to manifest extra pockets, which is good. Hard as well, I think. We haven't seen much of him. Nope, got brighter there. I do like this pose for Hawkstab. I feel like it's got really well proportioned. And it's not it's not the easiest pose either. Because it's not straight on, it's a little bit worm's eye viewish. But it came out pretty well there. And then filling everything in, yeah, it managed not to fuck it up, basically. So yeah, can't complain about that. And with Hawkstab's hair, it's always like, okay, what kind of motion do I want to put it in today? Usually going off to the left there, which I think is sort of taken from Spartan off of the Wildcats #1 cover, because I always thought his hair was ridiculous. So naturally, my guys should also get to have ridiculous hair. See, there we go, just flowing. So he's always like standing in front of a high-powered fan, essentially. I don't mind that. It looks all right. It's a bit of artistic license, I suppose. And then the bay doors, which I didn't even look at page 7. They may completely conflict with how the bay doors on page 7 were. I feel like I should... You know what? I think I've got the file up here, because if it's a I guess it would be a horizontal seam in the doors where they break apart and then, you know, the top and bottom separate, then that, yeah, would kind of contravene what's going on here. Let's see, that was 7. Nope. No, I think they were actually done correctly. Cool. All right. Dig it. And tried to do kind of a silly pose with Shockblock there, and decided, maybe not. This pose is still kind of silly, but we don't need to go that kind of over the top silly. And those claws got kind of fucked up. The arm blades. And I kind of just decided that's okay, because I think it'd be a little bit too much of a problem to fix them. I think I just put too much of a curve on the outside of that thing. I don't know, maybe I should take another look at that. I will white out the bit where the lines cross over at least. But it's still not going to look right. But this is, I mean, ultimately this is kind of a nothing page. I imagine if somebody's on this page, they're probably looking at it for all of 10 seconds. So started a bit of backgrounds here. Oh, my light's gone. Okay. Started a bit of backgrounds here, and then wasn't sure what I wanted to do beyond that, because if I'm doing detailed backgrounds here, then these guys are kind of going to get lost. I mean, I don't know if I care that much, because if you're doing colors, you can always just pop a dude out with a different color set. But it seems unnecessary, and I don't know. Like they're so far down. The background in this panel would be so far down the list of priorities. It just seems like it's not needed. Yeah, those claws are kind of a mess. I don't know, maybe I should fix that. And these faces, like these, because these guys had to be drawn fairly small, didn't turn out great. Firebird in particular, his face looks kind of dumb. I don't know, man. I'm thinking I should go back and maybe like fix this bits of this panel up. Just when I finish it, I wanted to kind of move on and get to the next one. There's some stuff on here that should be fun to draw theoretically on the next page. And I want to get pages done. And I got to remember, like, you're allowed to have pages that you're not happy with. But then again, if I see the bit that I'm not happy with and think of a way to fix it, I should probably try and fix it, right? It's if you don't see it. And just somebody points it out later, like, you could have done this. Oh, shit, yeah. There's nothing I can do about that. I got to live with that. And this, everything about Hawkstad's proportion here isn't bad, except for his left arm, which is too goddamn big, and I didn't realize it until it was fully inked. I think I'm okay to let that one slide. And the pose itself, not bad. Decent motion to it, and it definitely doesn't not look like he's walking. He obviously is. And got a little sillier than usual with his hair there. That's okay. And this panel is basically Hawkstad just kind of he's gonna go and meet up with Maxtremus, and he's trying to turn it into a macking situation, into a bit where he can maybe ask her out, because Hawkstad's a goof. So he's just talking the thing over in his brain. None of this is going to turn it, he's not going to be able to use any of this, I don't think, except for the bit where he goes, maybe we should strategize. And, I think she says, yeah, no, we should strategize a thing. And he goes, yes, absolutely. And, that arm, oh, man, that arm is way too big. Yeesh. Now I was trying to think that should also be fixed. Because again, I got stuck. Oh man, that thing's huge. All right. So I guess that might be my day today, is fixing the various things on this page that need to be fixed. There's a couple. Fuck. All right. Oh, I don't know. Because again, but see, I'm looking at it here. When I'm inking, I get just kind of caught up following the lines. you know, and I don't necessarily realize what I'm looking at and putting it all into context, which I should be. But that's not always how my brain works. I just kind of go, these lines are fun, this curve is fun, and you know, how can I make these shadows look cool? And I'm like super focused on just that arm and not looking at, you know, that arm is maybe twice as big as it should be. I don't know. But the thing is, once it's completed and then there's a background behind it, I think it actually lessens the problem. I'll have to take a look at it at the end here again. I did just finish it last night. And we're doing kind of a high-tech hallway, which is something it's like one of the things I'm maybe not worst at, but I feel least comfortable doing is high-tech stuff. Like if guys are out on a street somewhere and I'm doing like a side street, like shops or houses, that kind of thing, I feel like I would be more comfortable with that. Because I can look at real shit and just go, okay, I can put in like a toned down version of this texture. I can figure something out for this to translate it. This stuff is all I gotta kind of go off somebody else's idea of what a high tech hall should look like, or I'm making it up wholesale. And I'm not comfortable with either of those things, really. And if I'm doing that, it feels like it's hard to find the threshold of where there should be enough detail. I mean, you know, I think there's elements of Next Generation in here with the curved hallways, and you know the doors that kind of do like the psh thing where they just automatically separate. But that works actually because obviously the way these doors work is the middle bit goes up, but if there's a seam in the middle where the bottom the bottom is separated into thirds and they go out to the side, that might work better. It's completely superfluous, of course, but that's okay. That's how we want this to be. And of course, no vanishing points. One of the things about doing everything curves in a hallway like this is like it makes vanishing points almost impossible, or at least for me, I don't know how to do it. But it makes it maybe a little bit easier to fake it. And yeah, just putting some accessories in the walls here. I don't know that that's curved properly. It's hard. It's like, where's your point? Where's your POV starting at? Is it Hawkstab's waist? Maybe. And then trying to kind of just eyeball how these curves should be going. I don't think it was 100% successful. It turns out to be a bit of a mess. But ultimately, if somebody's reading this page, I think they're looking at the figures briefly, and then they're reading the words, and then they're moving on. They're probably not looking too closely at these backgrounds. So maybe it doesn't even matter that much. But I'm the guy who has to spend the time putting these backgrounds together, so every little bit is like, oh shit, that's not detailed enough. This could have been way better looking, all that kind of stuff. And then, probably somebody reading this page isn't even looking at what I'm looking at. And accidentally drew over the bit that was supposed to be where Hawkstab's arm blades go. This is all just, this is like the hallway of French curves. And this is another one of those ones that looked daunting when it was penciled. Because it's like, oh my god, I gotta draw this entire hallway. And it's like, well, no you don't. Like, look, first, you can like divvy this hallway up into thirds. There's the stuff to Hawkstab's left, the stuff to Hawkstab's right, and then the stuff that Hawkstab is in front of. So the stuff to Hawkstab's right is its own panel, and I already did that. You can see that with the door. That's the right side, the right wall here. And the stuff to the left, there's some space to fill, but not a lot. You don't actually have to draw a whole hallway. You can just kind of like fake it in, you know. You're actually just drawing this very small, you're filling up this very small area. And you can kind of fudge the numbers a bit. So if I'm not a guy who likes drawing backgrounds very much, I can just kind of, yeah. This stuff's a pain in the ass. Whatever these things are at the bottom of the walls. Looks okay though. And then a little bit of the thing from, when would it have been? Like pages 2 and 3 of issue 1 with the floor panel separations. Because that worked out okay. And just putting a thing, I think that was completely unnecessary and just kind of clutters things. That whatever that gizmo is to the right of Hawkstab's head. And then a "You Are Here" mall map. Maybe that's how it comes across, maybe not. I wanted to make it a little subtle, but but it still kind of struck me as funny. And maybe necessary, who knows. Although it's not the most helpful map, I have to say, because it's just showing the one of the hallway. What the fuck is that? It's like, yes, I know, I'm in a hallway. Thank you so very much. Oh, maybe you can like expand it or something, and somebody just left it really close. It's like, wait a minute, I'm in a hall? Oh, fuck! I thought I was outside. I'm getting a little better at these Marc Silvestri fill in the panels tech things. I think these ones turned out kind of okay. Why would there be an open panel full of text shit? Who knows? But it's there. And thank you. Fill that in. Not bad. Oh, fuck, that's it. Yeah, this one, it was kind of, it didn't take as long to draw in terms of hours, but it still took at least a week. Because I really didn't want to do that third panel. I don't know. I've been in a bit of a funk lately when it comes to drawing, where it's difficult to sometimes get motivation. And I don't know what the source is exactly. Part of it is that the subject matter isn't the most fun. Part of it is that it's very difficult to... part of it is that the marketing side of it, I guess. The YouTube side, the Twitter side, is not growing as quickly as it was when I started out on this, because Twitter's just a fucking mess these days, right? And without Twitter, the YouTube subscribers don't grow like they were before. So that's getting me down a bit, where sometimes it feels like, is anybody even seeing this stuff? I know a few people are. Like, I'm trying figuring out how many people actually watch past the first 10 seconds. And as far as I can tell, it's probably in the neighborhood of maybe 30 to 50, which is pretty great. And some of those people leave comments, which is even better. And thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it. You're fucking awesome. Yeah, this one at least is done, so that's good. The next page should be a little easier, I think, actually. I'm kind of looking forward to working on it. Going to be a lot of panels, actually. I think it's like 7 panels on that one. And I'm used to maybe 5 as a lot of panels. So that'll be fun to kind of try a new format, I think. But, yeah, let me know what you thought of this one. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification so you know when the next one's going to be coming. And go over to my Twitter. There you go, @Team Blood Force. Follow me there. More importantly, go over to my Patreon and subscribe there because I need your help in order to get Blood Force, out to the peoples. The peoples need the Blood Force. And as much as I'd like to do it by myself, sometimes I gotta admit I need a little help with it. But so any help you guys can provide is appreciated. But like I said, that'll do it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.